Hello, so today we're going to be talking about how to do a work hardening program for an individual whose job tasks include lifting and moving parts on to a moving conveyor belt using a thumb and middle finger or thumb and pointer finger pinch. So this client in particular is suffering from bilateral carpal tunnel syndrome. Therefore, their grip and pinch strength is really decreased. So we're going to focus this program a lot around how to facilitate that grasp, and then we're also going to be including some components on speed and accuracy in order to improve that as well. So the first thing I want to go over are some proper body mechanics for this specific activity. So because this client will be sitting with a moving conveyor belt, we want to really focus on this person's posture and the way that they're sitting. So we want to really make sure that they're going to be seated with good posture, back against the chair, feet flat on the floor. We also want to make sure that they're as close to the table or the conveyor belt as possible. This really will just eliminate having to reach any further than necessary, making sure we're not putting any extra strain on their back, things like that. Because this scenario also really revolves around the type of grasp that's used, we're going to be focusing on that a lot. So one thing I want to point out is wrist positioning. So we want to really make sure we're keeping that wrist in a neutral position. But if this person's having a difficult time with their grasp, they may need to put their wrist in a little bit of an extension to really help facilitate that grasp and make it more precise and a little bit stronger. So that's an option to use. And then another thing we're going to really focus on in this program is how to kind of graduate towards that tip pinch type grasp. Because this is difficult for the client now, we're going to start out with some larger objects that you can typically find around the house, things that'll really facilitate more of a palmar grasp, and then we're going to kind of move our way towards smaller objects, which will then facilitate that tip pinch. So again, we're really going to adapt this program to something that the client can do at home. Obviously, not everyone has a moving conveyor belt to use, so these are going to be used with some common household objects that most people will have, something the client can do either alongside outpatient therapy, or maybe if they're kind of moving on from that and being discharged, how they can continue this program at home.